All right. Welcome everyone to the Toddcast for the Comicsburgh Kickstarter-palooza over here. Um, this is nuts. There's so many Kickstarters you guys like are gonna have going on, right? So,
You mean we
and we will talk
specifically, or
about
just
stuff.
in general?
In general, you guys
I
have a
was gonna,
lot going
s-
on.
I was gonna say that seems to be the way of the independent comic maker now is just go to Kickstarter, make a Kickstarter, bam.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's probably the most cost effective part of the whole process. We'll say.
Yeah.
Really?
But even the big companies are doing it now too. Like Dynamite just have has a Kickstarter for their Gargoyles
Yeah,
collection.
yeah.
And
They made
I
like
signed up for that. I was like, I want
it was
that.
at like 600,000 earlier.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to compete, but like you said, I mean compared to like before before Kickstarter, where it's like Robert Kirkman almost lost his house from funding like so many failed comic book projects.
Yeah.
Like it's still the easiest and the best way to make money with indie comic books.
Yep.
As
Which
long
I
I
as you
mean,
think
do
it,
it the
that
it's
smart way.
I look at it also it's a great way to start your fan base too, to when you get to the point where you have enough stuff to then be put into like previews, or if you go with Lunar or Penguin, however you want to do it, you have a built-in fan base. So when you get caught up on the issues that will be after whatever your last Kickstarter was, you'll have people already wanting to buy them. Um, it doesn't necessarily translate into new people at the store for the issues that you've already put out for Kickstarter, but it at least gets you the shelf space, and people kind of maybe already saw your book on the wall because it's in the wall. However stores do it, whether they put you guys in like an indie section, or if like us, our walls are so big, we just do it alphabetically no matter what. So,
right.
um, you know, like no matter who you are, like your Beowulf book is probably near Batman. Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
much
you
right after Batman.
But I
yeah.
mean, some stores have like a local section. Like you guys
Mhm.
have that one spinner rack that's like all Pittsburgh comics, which is
Yeah,
cool.
Yes.
our waterfront store does, and our Cranberry store has a local section, but Mills and Ohio and Butler and Elwood just weave everybody into the wall. Um, because it's just easier for them to do that kind of thing. So it's kind of cool, depending on what kind of store you're in. And I know other stores do the same thing, like, it's one or the other. There's not really like a like I don't know many stores that have like just how do I say this? Like by publisher, like not a lot of stores do that anymore. Because and I think it's because of like all of the subsidiaries of Marvel and all the subsidiaries of DC. So like, do you put Vertigo in DC? Do you put Vertigo in the Indies? Like, do you put Icon in Marvel? Do you like all that kind of stuff? So it I think it makes more sense to just do it alphabetical. Um, and spreadsheets, that's how they work, is alphabetically normally. Makes our life easy at some point when we got to pull stuff off the wall too. So,
It's
um,
true.
cool. So, what do you guys want to talk about first?
Since Grant is here, let him talk about his cryptids Kickstarter just coming up soon.
Yeah, I'm
Just
trying
because,
to
Cool, cool.
copy and paste
yeah,
the link to that. League of Cryptids is still in pre-launch, uh,
Okay.
and this is for issue number one. The idea of this comic book is Sasquatch, the Mothman, the Jersey Devil, the Loch Ness Monster, and Chupacabra team up to fight an alien invasion.
Okay. So, listen, I'm already in for this book because this is ridiculous. My question is, how the hell did you come up with this idea? Because this sounds like, to me, like drunk Grant decided he was going to be like drunk and stoned Grant, and then take like acid just for the hell of it, and was like, I'm just going to start typing, and whatever comes out comes out. And it was like one of those things, or was this like a you woke up in the morning and you just had like this weird like fever dream of Sasquatch fighting aliens and like
You know, you know where the idea came from? It came from me. I was looking at like a book that was full of different cryptids and like reading all the different like quote unquote superpowers that they had. Like, you know, the Jersey Devil has a sonic scream. The Mothman has these bright red glowing eyes, and he's also like telepathic. It reminded me of reading like those books like Marvel would put out back when we were kids, like well, or like the Marvel trading cards, you know what I mean? Where it would be just like a
Mm.
list of like all the different superheroes and what their powers were and stuff. And I took that idea and um yeah, the idea is that these cryptids have been on Earth for thousands of years, and they were sent here by ancient aliens to protect us and help us develop.
interesting. Like I'm just so in. I also like I like cryptid stuff um like the fact that Pennsylvania's cryptid is the Squanch, and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Um and I really hope that Squanch makes an appearance in the book somewhere because that'd just be funny.
Some eventually, I mean, I have so many different ideas for different eventually I want to have
He's going to be
like
the Orko
like
of the league.
you'd be the what?
The Orko. He's going to be
Yeah.
the tiny guy that entertains everybody, and it's going to be
Nah,
fun.
he's way gonna be more of a cringer. Come on now. Like
So eventually I want to have like not just the like this is like the Justice League of Sasquatch of cryptids. I also want to have like the Legion of Doom of Sasquatch of cryptids.
cryptids.
I and I don't know what makes one cryptid like a good guy versus like a different cryptid a bad guy, but yeah,
Bad life choices.
what did he say?
Bad life choices. That's what makes people
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
He zigged when he should have zagged.
Mistakes
Yeah.
were made. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I don't know what, and I don't know why, like what made me think like the Jersey Devil would be mouthy and like Mothman would be like more stoic. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of just my knee-jerk reaction to these cryptids.
See, I would have thought that what Mothman would have been a little more hot-headed and Sasquatch would have been the stoic one, but
Oh, really?
yeah, because Mothman's a little more he's a little more Batman-y, right?
Right.
And then but Sasquatch he's like the woods ninja, so he's got to be like really like he's got to be really there, man. Like he's got to be kind of stoic in my opinion. Like I think everybody would look up to him because he's like one of the oldest ones out there.
Yeah. Well,
So,
Sasquatch is the leader of the group.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That
He's
makes
kind of like the
sense.
Cyclops of the group.
Mothman's the hick because he's from West Virginia, so he's kind of like
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, you guys will have to read the comic book just to see my different takes
Yeah.
on it.
I'm excited for it, man. I'm really excited. So who did the art on this book?
So it was a friend of mine. Sorry, what is his name? Tony Pisana Jr. And
Okay.
this is a different guy than did Beowulf. And I did the inking and the lettering, and my friend Christian Vasquez did the colors.
Wow, the colors look good.
Thanks.
So at least from the one page that we can see. But very, very cool, man.
That's
Very excited.
for you.
Yeah, yeah. So when does it launch tentatively?
Monday.
Sweet. Cool. As long as there's a retailer tier, you'll get it. You'll get back from us.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, I know, and a lot of people think that Kickstarter and is like anti-comic book shop or something. And I can tell you, I personally am not anti-comic book shop. I'm anti-distributor because a lot of the distributors really suck. But you don't have to make just because it's a Kickstarter comic book doesn't mean um, the two things are not mutually exclusive, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get to talk about that at the end of the month, and I mean, you've got ICV2 jumping into the middle of the fray, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get some answers from them about what's going on with that at Comicsburgh.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about ICV2 becoming another distributor because it's just
Well, I mean,
like, do we need another freaking publisher and another freaking distributor? Come on, like,
but they're not really a distributor. They're a broker because they're not warehousing any of the books.
oh, right.
Yeah. So
So,
it's kind of like a door kicker for some people. Like it's someone who was with Capital City before.
mm,
Um, it's got a rep, so maybe that'll open some doors for some people who can't get into Diamond and Lunar because they're both pretty much closing their doors for new people bringing stuff in now.
oh, really? I was
Yeah,
not aware
I've
of
heard
that.
from multiple people that they were turned down by Diamond recently.
Wow.
Yeah, that seems to be the new thing. Like for a while there, it seemed like they were just accepting everybody, and now it feels like they're not accepting anybody.
That's interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if Diamond will be at the meeting. Um, they
They're
weren't
yeah, they're on the list.
okay. I
Yeah,
say I don't think last year they had anybody there, if I remember
they
right.
there were people there. They didn't do any kind of presentation or anything.
Okay, because like I don't even remember seeing like Chris Powell there, and
Yeah,
usually he'd be the guy that was there. And I know Jeppy wasn't there, Steve wasn't there, Jeff
no,
was there, Jeff
yeah,
and his son, um, Jeff and Josh Jeppy were there.
okay.
Uh, but they were mostly there to talk about Overstreet
Hmm.
Access, like the web version of the guide, which I'm sure they'll still talk about. We'll see how that goes.
Well,
But
I mean, they probably didn't have any information this year because last year they had their own summit. This year they don't.
well, it was supposed to be the same weekend, and then
Yeah,
they
they've canceled it outright. So I don't think they're ever going to do it again. I think it's done.
yeah. I mean, I think you might see it at like a Baltimore
Yeah,
setting because a lot of people are already coming for it anyway.
mhm.
But you know, I don't know. I think I might just try to tell Todd to move our show to the same weekend and just you know be like Jeff, well, since Pittsburgh seems to work out pretty well for everybody, let's just maximize the weekend.
Right.
So do a 3-day show, make part of it the same thing. No, I'm just kidding. I like do not take that as gospel. That is not what's happening.
We're just
So,
It would
talking,
it would
man.
never
Just
happen.
talking. Just talking.
well, let's see what the weather looks like this year. And if the weather's nice again this year, then maybe we'll talk about it. Because last year it was like awesome. It was like 65.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think we're
and
going
like
to
at
get that
night it
again.
was,
The
yeah, I think at night it was close to 60 because I remember only wearing like a light jacket the whole weekend.
I think we're
So,
going to get the Pittsburgh slush. So
mm, great. Super excited.
yeah.
Uh, that's gonna be so much fun and going to Happy Valley too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, because I'm only going to be at the conference. So Tuesday, we're meeting up with some people early, and then Justin and I are both going to the Static X concert that night.
Okay.
Then Wednesday, we're hosting with Comic Hub like a demo at either the Mills or the hotel. We haven't quite figured that out yet, but they want to do like a multi-store demo, and since we are the biggest multi-store chain in the company, they want to use us as guinea pigs. They said that's cool. And then Thursday I'll be there all day, and then Friday morning I'm just going to I'm going to get the van, picking up Justin, and we're going to State College. So,
Okay.
like, well, like while it's nice to be there, and meet some people, which is awesome, it's
Mhm.
just part of it's just kind of like, I'll just kind of do my thing and go somewhere else. So, um, it also gets really freaking hot in that room. So, but all right, what do you want to talk about next? We have multiple
Uh,
things.
you want to pull up DP's Kickstarter? That one's ending, I think, next week.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I have it here. Yeah, it's 15 days to go.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 weeks then. That's not next week.
2 weeks. Yeah,
My,
you
my
got
math,
2 weeks.
math is bad.
So I know how you feel. It's been one of those weeks, let me tell you, man. So,
So this is Theme of Thieves, issues 1 through 4. It is a time travel mystery book. So in the current time, in the present, there are people who disappear. Like you'll be having a conversation like we're having right now, and someone will just vanish. So there's two teenagers that are going back in time to try to figure out why people are disappearing, and they are joined
hmm.
by a mysterious gentleman in a red coat. So it's like he describes it as being similar to Lost, Quantum Leap, and The Wire.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that might be the best pitch I've heard on a book in a long time.
Have you
Like,
guys read any of it?
I think I read the first issue, and then I just, haven't remembered to buy two, three, and four. Um,
Yeah.
but
I'm not sure that I understand. I've read a couple issues, and I'm not sure that I quite understand what's going on yet. But I think that's intentional. It's
Mhm.
supposed to be kind of like you said, Lost or Twin Peaks or
Right.
those kind of
mm,
stories where you're kind of confused for a little while.
Right. I mean, he doesn't get into the time travel shenanigans until the fourth issue.
yeah, it's almost like how like Lost, they had the finale written by the end of the first season. They
Yep.
just were like, how are we gonna get there?
Right.
You know? And it was 7 seasons later. There you go. Or 6 seasons later.
Right. I mean, and those shows are good for the brain working and trying to guess what's going to happen next.
Right.
Um, people like a lot of people like the linear stories in some cases, but and sometimes you just want that mysterious things going, like you said, like Twin Peaks or Lost. Like I'm like, end of the episode, I'm like, I'm not sure what I watched, but I liked it. I'll be back next
Hmm.
week.
I remember
Absolutely.
when I watched like the new episodes of Twin Peaks that they made like a couple years ago.
Hmm.
I remember I had them on DVD, and at one point I couldn't remember which DVD I had left off on, and then I realized like it doesn't really matter because I'm not gonna know what the hell is going on anyways.
So as part of this, you can hook yourself up with a Comicsburgh bundle. So that'll get you
Ooh.
4 books, 4 signed books. We sign books for free. We don't care. Like I just signed like 150 copies of The Edge a couple weeks ago, and the
Damn.
hand hasn't recovered yet. So it's signed Theme of Thieves #1, Edge #1, Herrenberg #1, and Beowulf #1. So
That's
that'll
awesome.
get you right on top of the
Hmm.
Comicsburg bender. So you'll get the full gamut.
And that's
So
only $40. So that's not bad.
yeah, and that's $40 shipped.
Oh,
Nice.
that's with shipping.
Yes.
That's
Right.
even better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
yeah.
was
includes
gonna
shipping
say.
in his prices.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys think about it, like that's like $25 for 4 books, 5 books, 4 books, 4 books and a sticker,
Mhm.
and then $15 in shipping, because that's probably close to what you'd pay. So that's not bad at all. That's a pretty good thing. Ooh, a metal edition.
Yeah, metal issue
Yeah.
1, and that's signed too.
Hmm.
So there's your
Signed
catch
one
up.
through four. Not bad. Metal edition 4. Signed edition metal print. Black and white character sketch. Neat.
Yeah, by Ruben Gonzalez,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and that's a
Character drawing of your choice. Nice.
and then I get you digital copies of the book.
Hmm.
You can come on to
What?
his Nerd Encyclopedia show, and he can yell at you with his cowboy hat on.
That's awesome. I mean, he yells at me with his cowboy hat on all the time, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
But
Full color character. Full color for another $25.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. Jeez. I love that it says example. This is an example of colored comic.
This could be what you win, but it's not. Then you get
Bundle.
the experience bundle.
Wow.
That's a lot of comics. I mean, that's a lot of money, but it's a lot of comics too.
Yeah, but I mean, you get all the regulars and all the medals.
Yeah.
Jeez. And a script. Wow. That's pretty cool. I like the getting your name on the Wall of Thieves. Can I just give him $5 and get my name on the Wall of Thieves? Is that cool? Platinum personalized tumbler bundle.
Yes,
That's awesome.
DP's wife does custom tumblers.
Oh yeah?
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool.
You know, did he sometimes has them at his booth, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Like I've seen him do that.
I was gonna
By
say,
the way,
how
you
many-
guys if you guys like are interested in this stuff and you can't make the Kickstarter and you maybe want to wait for that tax return, save a little bit, come to Three Rivers Comic Con. These guys are going to be at a 20 by 10 massive freaking booth right in the middle of Artist Alley.
You
It's
haven't
gonna be
announced
great.
this yet.
I know. I was waiting to. So that's well,
This is the announcement.
Yay.
this is the Toddcast announcement. You guys will get an official announcement this week. I guess my question is, do you want me to break it apart and just do like Comicsburgh week and just have all four of you just like bam 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 bam, like, or do you want it like just like, hey, Comicsburgh? Actually, there's you guys are having somebody else there too, because I think Manny emailed me about somebody else coming and being at the booth too.
Yeah, somebody's
You
gonna
guys have a
split the
guest?
booth with him.
Yeah,
He's gonna.
and we're bringing the Pittsburgh luchador Yenza from KWSA Wrestling also.
Right. Yeah. I got the giant package of your guys, like all your payment and stuff the other day. So
Yeah, we're
Pretty
going
excited
to
about it.
do it up Comicsburgh style and take over the whole convention.
Well, if he's going to be there, is Shane Douglas still going to be there too?
I don't know. We'll have to look.
I was going to say, if you got that,
You want to
got
reach out
two
to him
kids.
and see and just invite him. Just come down, hang out.
Is he going to do the Pittsburgh plunge?
That'd be awesome. He's just gonna run out the front, run across the street, and jump over into the river.
Good lord.
Will he get mad if we call him Dean Douglas?
No. Awful.
That's what he'll call his buddy Sabu, and he's like, all right, it'll be all over.
Yeah, is he going
Oh,
to franchise everybody at the conference at the convention?
I'll be honest. I actually had to field a phone call today because we're sold out of Artist Alley spaces.
Mhm.
We just sold out a corner booth this morning. So I had a phone call from an artist who was like, so me and my buddy are like, we want to kind of split a booth, and like, can you just tell me about the 10 by 10 that's available?
Mhm.
And so I went through everything, and it looks like they're gonna do it. And I was like, that's all I got, unless you want to be on the wait list for Artist Alley. But I'm like, dude, I have like 4 or 5 people that we haven't even announced yet. Like, we gotta. I have to hold their spots too.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I almost oversold it until I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put Larry and Todd over here at this corner booth. So the tribe is gonna have their own 10 by 10 corner, I think.
Nice.
That's how that's gonna
I've
work.
never
So,
met Strowman, and I've always wanted to meet him. So that's awesome.
yeah, man, he's one of my favorites. Like his work on X Factor was part of my childhood, man. It was great.
Just the Polaris's hair that he drew.
Yeah,
It's
right.
insane. Like, how many curls did you draw there? How many curls were there?
right? And Strongman, like, or Strong
Oh yeah,
Guy, like his version of Strong Guy is awesome.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm excited for those guys to come out. You know, I know they're launching their Kickstarter for Tribe this month too because it's Black History Month.
Yeah.
I didn't know
And
that.
they were gonna do that. Yeah.
So they
Um,
have the right. They got the rights.
yeah, they own the Tribe. Yep.
Oh,
And
awesome.
they're putting it back out. And then the first place you'll be able to physically buy it ever of the relaunch is at Three Rivers Comic Con.
That's awesome.
So yeah, man, we're
Good.
excited for it.
Cool.
So now if I can just get the August Wilson Center to reply to my emails, because I'm like, guys, this is like kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it is.
you should be all about this thing. And you know, they're ignoring me, but you know, maybe I'll just stop down there one
You just
day.
go down there. Just go down there. And
Yeah.
that's the talk.
They'll be like, "Who's this white guy walking into the building?" I'm like, "Whoa, whoa."
I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I'll be your shield.
There we go. It'd be my beard. It'll be great.
Now you just reminded me the scene in Lethal Weapon 2 when like Murtaugh's in the lobby and he's distracting him and he goes, "Do you want to go to South Africa?" And he goes, "But you're black." It's hilarious.
Oh man, terrible but hilarious. So,
Yeah.
but no, it's a good time. Like, but yeah, I'm real excited that they're coming. Like, when Larry or when Todd Johnson called me about it.
Mhm.
Like we ended up talking for like 2 hours. It was really good. Like I remember the Tribe being a big deal back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know they hold the record for the largest selling independent creator owned by only African American creators book period of all
Yeah.
time.
It's awesome.
So
Wow.
it's a very big deal. Yeah. So and then so yeah. Like I'm just excited that we actually got a couple panels already kind of filtering out. We have one that Tom Scioli and Josh Blaylock are going to do, and they're going to talk about like basically like trying to keep the '80s cartoons alive.
Yeah.
Like nostalgia, like because they both worked on different eras of Transformers and GI Joe. So, you know, be cool. I think it would be fun. They thought it would be fun, so why not?
Now
Yeah.
if Hasbro can just get a decent GI Joe and Transformers cartoon out into the wild, I mean, man, it's been years since we
Right.
had there.
I think they need to take a page out of X-Men and you know, go back to the old style of cartoon and clean up a little bit, just a little, and just run it out, man. Like I would love to see Cobra La and like dudes on jetpacks
Yeah.
and you know, even if they updated it with like the kind of cartoon style that He-Man has right now, like the Masters
Yeah.
of the Universe stuff we're getting from Kevin Smith,
Mhm.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
It's a little bright for my taste, but you know, it is cool. Oh, and if you guys like that show, because we talked about it last week, there is a comic coming in about a month, and it's a prequel to that. So I think it's going to mostly be the Keldor being Hordak's bitch comic.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going to pitch it.
Skeletal origin story.
Skelebitch and Master Hordak. That's how it rolls. So
Skeletor is just the rampant clown of of animation. Him and Cobra Commander just get the business taken to them continuously.
Yep.
And it's sad to see Cobra Commander continuously being Serpentor's bitch, trying to get he's like
Right.
continually trying to kill this guy. Oh, and throw Starscream into the mix too. Those three just should team up and do something because man,
right.
The
Right,
number,
that's what I'm saying.
The number twos go
Yeah.
against the number ones. Yeah. Why not?
Jesus.
like how many
That's
times?
a one shot right there.
How many times when
Right.
Megatron had his back turned to Starscream, he's just standing there like, I should just kill him right now.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
You can
and
say the same thing
how
about Beastman and Skeletor going, I should just grab the whip and just choke you with the whip.
do you guys remember
Oh,
the yeah, but do you guys remember the CKY Beastman Skeletor song?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. I still have that. It's one of my top songs on Spotify.
that's awesome.
the craziest parts where he's like, "I've got AIDS, Beastman AIDS." And you're like, what?
What's going on there?
We used to watch that all the time in college. It was crazy. So, but anyway, so so you guys, like, going back, we kind of talked how you guys are going to be at Comics Pro,
Yes.
and you're also having the launch party for Theme of Thieves that weekend, right?
Yes.
That week.
Yeah. That Thursday night. So I think it's supposed to start at 6:30. But it started at whoever gets there first. So we'll have it'll be live music. So 3 bands will be playing. They'll be playing popular music. So music from things that we remember. I can't say what, but it's going to be some animated things going on there.
Yeah, and 3 of the heroines from Heroinburg are one's in each band, right?
Right.
Yes.
Free admission at the Poetry Lounge. Neat. That's cool. But why is the Edge on top of the Theme of Thieves release party banner?
I did not make.
How did you do? Were you? I was
I
like,
did not make the
Marvin's
poster,
like,
so
fuck you, man. I'm putting my shit right here.
So I cannot say who or why the Edge gets on top, but it's the Edge. So what are you supposed to do? Can't fight
Fair.
the Edge.
Yep.
So if you don't know any of these bands, I mean, they're pretty good. So I mean, come out, have a good time, hang out with us. We'll have some swag available.
I think I've heard Murder for Girls before. So
Yeah, and they're all actresses in the Herrenberg series too.
that's awesome. And you guys will both be there. That's even better.
Yes.
So what time's that on Thursday? 7:00, right?
Yeah, 7.
Okay. I will try. I can't promise you anything. But I will
You
try.
might be worn out.
So no podcast that evening, apparently.
Oh yeah. Well, we can. Yeah, probably no podcast that week. I mean, we can do it. No, we can't do it Wednesday. Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna skip that week. We're gonna skip it. And then we'll just give a big Comics Pro recap. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll try because like what I'll probably do is I'll probably go to dinner with somebody and then I'll because I'm not staying at the hotel, I'll just leave and come back and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, that's going to be a long day for us from like 7 a.m. to probably midnight. So
right.
Eat your Wheaties that day. Eat your Wheaties.
Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. That's the way I roll. So, and then you have a video for the Edge you're releasing that day too, which is cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to go live on YouTube tomorrow, but it's for the retailers at the show. But I mean, I think everyone is going to enjoy this. I mean, I kind of prepped up people earlier on Facebook, and they're like, "What is it? What is it? What is it?" Man, you gotta wait. I'm not going to tell you.
I mean, we were lucky enough to get a super sneak preview, and I will say I was like, holy shit, this is cool. Like
it's badass.
Yeah. I was like, I think at that point when I was like, you know what? These guys have officially become a big time publisher. Like they like you're now doing the same stuff that Oni and Image and Valiant and all those indie guys do. Marvel, they just do like videos with CB Sobolewski and
I mean, we're trying to break those barriers and bring down those boundaries around anything because we want to just embrace everything and like I'm not afraid to throw stuff against the wall and if it sticks, good. If it doesn't stick, I might pick it up and throw it again and see what happens.
I'm saying your book is the one that has the most. Is Edge the one that has the most single issues out right now?
Yes.
Okay.
He's got a ton of issues. He works far ahead. So I
He's a
mean,
beast.
yeah. If he puts them all out, he'll have a ton out.
That's why he's that dark room Sith Lord over there.
Yeah, there you go.
So you don't know it, but every time you don't see his hands, he's actually typing. He's working. He's just playing it off real cool.
Air typing.
No, he just uses the lightning.
Oh, the lightning
Each-
keyboard.
Instead of force choke, it's force stroke, like keystroke.
or I could just be
Phrasing, John,
someone else to do
phrasing.
the work for me.
Right, there you
type
go.
on the keyboard. You will type on the keyboard.
There's like a whole army of people in the other room. They're all just typing your thoughts.
It's the minion from Despicable Me. I got minions.
Minions or
You-
Oompa Loompas? Yeah.
I will
Oompa
not
Loompas though would make them all into song though.
where chocolate was at.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else you guys been up to? It's been a month
You
or
can play
so.
the video if you want. I mean, I'm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me. I have it. I think I sort of have it ready. I do.
There you go.
Hold on. Let me.
Yeah,
Get
John sent this
ready.
to me. He's like, "Watch it, but you can't tell anybody about this." I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I was like,
okay, man.
don't share it. So I'm just worried that like YouTube will think that it's copywritten, so therefore it'll shut this stream down. But we'll take that chance. It'll like we can stop it every little bit. So, oh wait, let me. Look at that. I love that you have this like weird, almost like alien looking font you're using with it.
Oh, I don't. Is a sound on?
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, we might be able to
I
get
can-
away with playing it if we don't play with the sound.
I was like, hold on. I can hear it. But let me
Oh, okay.
hold on. Let me
Yeah, I think you have to share the audio with zoom.
yeah, hold on. I have to click the button before I do it. There we go. Let's try that again. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, I love that font. It's like a mix of like Alien and Marvel.
I like the music too. The score is very nice.
Like I said,
Yeah.
we always try to just have fun. Whatever is fun.
I like that still.
Sir,
That was good.
the Revenant is back.
I have played a puppet far too long.
All right, hold on.
First.
Hold on. So, when I first watched this, I was like, "Oh, cool! It's just going to be voiceover for some of the characters." But then later, their mouths actually move. So I'm like, at what point were you like, you know what? It's cool for the first like, I don't know, 30 seconds to not have the mouth move.
It's almost an
'Cause-
animated.
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
aesthetic choice. You know what I mean? Sometimes in these kind of situations, when someone's creating something, I just let them go. I'm like, okay, go ahead, do it. I don't care.
No, it's fine. I was just
I was gonna
curious
say-
because
This reminds
ahead,
me
Justin.
like was it Marvel did this a few years ago with Black Panther. They did a couple of Wolverine and Hulk stuff like that.
Yep.
And
Yep,
I
yep.
love those. I have those in my DVD collection. I'm never getting rid of them because you
Yeah.
can't find it anywhere.
Right?
But I love this the way you guys did it. You did it your own way, and it's great.
yeah, absolutely. This looks phenomenal, by the way. So, all right, we'll continue on. I'll stop it periodically. Maybe stopping it will get it from not breaking the copyright thing. We'll see.
Well, we're comic
You will
books, too.
suffer.
That always helps.
Then you will die.
We have to stop him.
Target in range.
When I give the order, storm the building.
We are in position.
Well, well, well. Looks like someone wants to play.
No, 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 no,
Let's play.
I just want to say I really love seeing Shift's powers actually like almost in like animated real life, whatever, and not just like in the page. Like it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
I don't know
man,
if
this
you
is
noticed,
this.
there are
Go
a
ahead.
couple times people like they were actually like blinking. Like, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that's some like detail.
You got to put the work in on this stuff sometimes. Like, I mean, like I said, that when you give something to somebody and they make something like this, you're like, go ahead, man, you got it. I'm good. Just go. Just go.
It's awesome. We'll talk a little bit more about the production when we're done. Let's finish it out, or at least get a little further in.
This isn't just a fight. This is war.
Looks like chaos is coming.
All right. So, I really love that last sequence because it really reminds me of like 90s anime.
Yeah.
Like when anime wasn't as clean
Popular.
as it is now,
Right.
right? Like it was still kind like this whole thing kind of has that 90s anime vibe where it's like partially the still thing moving,
Right.
which I really dig on it. So did you get to voice any of your own guys? That's my other question.
No, unfortunately, I didn't do any voiceovers. Maybe next time. I'm not
I was
going to
gonna
say
say-
that's my maniacal laugh or anything. That's not.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Grant's like, I did all of them. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
I was like, that was me
You
doing.
can tell those guys.
It's like
were way
that
more
was me
manly than me.
dying. I was the screaming guy.
Those guys were like have super manly sounding voices.
I don't know. I mean, I think that what we wanted to accomplish with this was to show the old stuff and then make sure that everyone's aware. Here's all the new stuff that's coming. This coming now, because
Right.
it's about the mix of both. So we're all about what happened in the first 4 issues. Now let's get into the Reign of Chaos.
I think this looks stellar, by the way. Like it just looks so good.
Yeah.
Production is really well.
I like how the names look too. Like it's almost like the Spider-Man, the Marvel Spider-Man font, like the Spider-Man movies font. I dig those a lot. Let's see. It's my favorite character. I don't know why.
It's either Revenant, Interim, or Blaine. It's everybody says it's their favorite. And Mystic comes in that 4th level.
Yeah. That's about right. That's about where I'm at with it. So, overall though, like I thought this was a cool trailer. I think it's I think it definitely is a good intro for people who've never read the book to kind of get an idea. It almost makes me wish that it actually was getting animated because I think that'd be yeah, or even like this kind of animated.
Yeah.
And if you got that kind of animated with like and you just did the whole first graphic novel, right? Yeah. Like you could do that. And because that like the DVDs that Justin was talking about, like the Black Panther one, that was the John Romita Jr. run. Like that was that first 6 issues animated in that like sliding comic style. Right. Like no mouths move, no nothing. It was just literally like Black Panther would just like slide across the screen or come up out of the bushes. Like There was
sort of like
no.
the '60s Marvel
Yeah.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
there's honestly, there's nothing stopping us from doing anything like that. I mean, I don't, like I said, that whatever we can throw against the wall, if it sticks, then we go with it. And then, like I said, sometimes if it doesn't stick, we pick it up, throw it again. Sky's the limit on this stuff, man. If somebody is out there that wants to work with us on that kind of stuff, I mean, I'm open to it.
That's awesome.
I mean, would it be like insanely expensive to do like one issue like in this style?
I'll have to ask somebody who does it, but I did price out doing like animated intros, just full animation, like a 30-second animated like video like that was like $20,000.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Holy
that's not
God.
like
That's
the
a few
sliding
more
comic.
Kickstarters you guys have to do. That-
Yeah.
It's like, wow, so you just paid 80 grand for this thing? Because that's
Yeah,
almost
80,
2.5 minutes.
that's all I need.
So
I don't know. I got a friend of mine who does a comic with his character Drip. He just did an animation and he's working on some more. So I mean maybe we'll speak to him about who he's working with and find out. Like I said, that I mean it's just whatever our imagination is and how much money we can get into it. That's all.
right.
But if someone wants to sponsor that and you're out there listening, hit us up.
If anybody has $20,000 like in their seat cushions.
Anybody has a rich uncle that wants to share?
So here's my pitch for whenever we get a Edge party.
Mhm.
You should, at the show this year, go out to the cosplay people and try to be like, hey, we're gonna do a Comicsburgh party again.
Yeah.
And we need people to cosplay as my specific characters.
Right. Yeah.
And just go around and see who you can get and see if they'll do it. They might be like, if you buy the material to make my costume, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, I actually did look. I actually did contact someone who does cosplay costumes like a year ago to inquiring on that kind of stuff. So I mean, the wheels are turning. So I mean, like I said, that if anybody's interested in doing those things and they're watching right now, just contact me. I mean, I would really say no unless it's ridiculous.
You could do like some like shoot some video and do like some pseudo live action version of it, like make a live action thing. Like that'd be awesome. I'm sure Cash would totally be up for that. Like Cash Branson, Captain Cash, he'd be a good Blaine.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we could just do like the Blaine interim and Mystic and then Revenant if we can get that done. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Very excited for that. And then Grant would he'd have to find somebody. You know, this is gonna sound terrible, but Todd would be a good Beowulf. Because he if he were a little taller in the comics, but like the hair and like the face is very similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know where you're gonna find a bunch of green armor for him, but
yeah, there have been a couple girls who have cosplayed as Hazel, but so far we haven't had like a Beowulf yet. But that would be awesome.
I think it'll be fun. It's all that matters, right? Having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's what it's all about. Is like having fun and enjoying what you're doing, and not like being a pissy person. So I mean, we're having fun. Like we did like last year was good. This year, I think we're just going to do so much better for us. Like we're going to dip our toes into a lot of different things. Like we're doing stuff with wrestling, and we want to see where it transitions from there. Maybe we can get into like people who like hockey, and then we tackle the Big Bird, the Steeler fans. So that's just one step at a time, right? I mean, there's got to be one or two Steelers that reads comics that we can grab a hold of. So,
yeah, like Cam Hayward.
Yeah,
big nerd, big nerd.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's see if we can find out where he is. Well, I'm surely send him some stuff.
I'm sure if you hit him up on X, he might reply to you. So.
I will do.
People still use it, even though it's no longer Twitter.
Well, they just signed a deal with WWE to do some kind of short matches on there. I'm like, they're just like to change.
Well, they also, I mean, Elon Musk is also backing what's her name to sue Disney for not being Cara Dune anymore either. But
Oh,
I was like,
think,
really?
I think the funniest part about it is that she wants to have her role reinstated.
Yeah.
So what they could do would be hilarious is that they could bring her back on the show and immediately kill her off.
Yep. I'm like, you're just asking for her character to die at this point.
Yeah.
You know that, right? So
Baby
I guess-
Baby Yoda accidentally choke forces her to death. Oops.
I guess those movies she did with Home on the Range and that thing wasn't working out.
oh really?
Yeah, she did like a movie with Daily Wire or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's not working out. Maybe she should go back to MMA.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best way. Get some of that aggression out, right?
No,
I shouldn't speak
I
ill
like
of people, but you know,
I watch every movie she's in. Like she kicks ass, but she can't act. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. She's very like early
It's-
Dolph Lundgren-y.
I was gonna say it's kind of sad that Ronda Rousey's is actually better in acting than she is, and
Yeah.
people crap on Ronda Rousey's acting. So,
you see that they did that remake of Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was originally supposed to be Ronda Rousey in that part. She was supposed
that
to
one?
Oh
worked.
really?
Dalton character. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna remake that movie. I don't.
Well, it comes
I don't know,
out.
man. The
bad.
trailer looked pretty good. I'll
yeah.
tell
I
you
was gonna
that.
say, for Donnie Darko to look that jacked, come on. He would just bitch slap Frank the Bunny at this point. He'd just be like,
Well, they had the fight scene that he's in the parking lot. He's just slapping dudes. I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
disrespectful. Disrespectful.
I gotta watch this.
I mean,
the actual film comes out, I think, on the 25th or something.
Yeah,
It's
on
like the end of
Prime.
the month.
It'll
Amazon.
be
Yeah.
on Prime. Yep.
Yeah, Amazon. The new Mr. and Mrs. Smith show is pretty good. My wife and I were watching that. So,
Yeah,
well, we were watching it together, and then I went to work, and now it's over. So, but
Supposed to wait till you come back, right?
right? Well, whatever. I think it's because I did that to her on True Detective, and she just
Okay.
never forgave me.
Yeah.
So,
The new
which, by the
season.
way, the new season of that's phenomenal. But yeah, like I don't know, like I like Donald Glover as an actor, but I
Mhm.
like him more in comedies
Yeah.
than in serious roles. Like,
Yes.
yeah, he's not like Chevy Chase or Will Ferrell that like adapts to a serious role well.
Right.
Um,
It was
or
like,
John Hamm even. Like,
kind of like Chris Rock in Spiral.
yeah.
Like, dude, you're Pookie. I can't take you seriously.
Right.
Oh, did you see the Chris Rock in the Saw movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Spiral.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it
that
good?
It's not bad, but he's too serious.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a punchline the entire movie. I was like, watch him make some kind of snide remark as he's getting tortured to death.
You
know,
know would have been hilarious if somebody like walked on the set and goes, "Everybody hates Chris."
No. That'd be hilarious.
That'd have been great.
it's the little clown sings the theme song to
Yeah.
it as it gets tortured.
Guys are awful. Well, yeah, I mean, but if you haven't watched the John Hamm Fletch movie, you should watch that.
I heard that was good.
It was
Well, I
very
mean-
like it was a little more serious than like the Chevy Chase movies.
Yeah.
But it was still just as awkward, funny, situationally. It's a little more like the books.
I wouldn't consider. Yeah, I wouldn't consider the books as serious. I just think when they cast Chevy Chase in a movie like that, he's just going to Chevy Chase it.
Yeah. He's a very like environment funny guy. Like, he'll just play off literally everything he can. And the John Hamm version doesn't play it off that hard.
Yeah.
But it's still funny.
Of the two movies, the funniest one is in the second movie when he like is messing with those Klan guys. That is hilarious.
Oh man, I haven't watched the first two in a long time.
I think the first one is on Netflix right now, but the second one isn't. They were both on Prime and then Hulu at the same time before. I will watch them both. Like, it's hilarious.
I love me some Fletch. It's a good time. So
I did get my wife hooked up on what's it called? What were you
Drugs?
watching the other night? Last night? Babe,
got her hooked up on
Peacemaker.
heroin.
We were watching
okay.
Peacemaker.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh wow, it's
That was
hilarious.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was really
she was
surprised.
partaking in her medication, and then like the intro happened, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm all pumped up."
But you can tell that James Gunn was just going to sack everything that was with DC. The way that he had Peacemaker just disrespecting every one of those characters.
Yeah, but it was the first. I feel like Peacemaker was the first time that we actually got a character almost 100% right.
Yeah.
In the DCU, which was, interesting. Maybe Wonder Woman, but after that, but that show was just so well done because it fit. I really wanted the six pack to show up.
So my favorite DCU movie is the first Shazam. That's
that's great.
but Shazam was one of my favorite characters growing up, and the Jeff Johns revamp of him was the best.
Yeah.
He literally did everything that I would have done with that character. Just take the basic character, but modernize it.
But the good news is Jeff is going to be at Comicsburgh.
Yep.
Ghost Machine.
Yep. If you read the Billy Batson and Magic of Shazam comic, the kids friendly one that came out in we'll call it late 2000s, 08ish, 09, that maybe early 2010s. That was by Franco, and he's coming to the show. So
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That I always forgot that he did that book, and I'm like, oh yeah. I remember there was one guy at Century 3 every month he'd come out and he'd look for that book. I cannot remember his name, but he was this super nice dude. He had red curly hair and glasses. He was a little older of a guy, and he would always talk to me about the 70s TV show, the Shazam show.
Yeah.
So
the funny thing is that if they were making another Shazam movie, do you even need the guy who played Shazam, because Billy and him are the same height now? So how would they even need another one of those movies? He grew up and he's overtook him.
Right. Well, that was the part that I didn't like about 2 was Zach Levi still played him off he was still the 10-year-old version from the first movie. Yeah. And the old the Billy now in that movie, he's 18 and he's very adult. He doesn't even act the same, and it's I don't know, but what they should do is do it right now. Is they should do it, and then they do a Kingdom Come movie and have old man Shazam turn into young Billy, since that kid's still young. Be I've been like this for 40 years, guys. What the hell?
Yeah, I didn't think Shazam 2 was that bad. I think everybody was just mad that The Rock wasn't in it.
I mean, that would have made it better.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it because it felt very MacGuffin-y, right? Or the two stories were just running parallel, and then they it's they waited and waited and waited. They're all right, we're finally gonna have a fight. It's gonna be 3 minutes, and that's it. Which is kind of what I didn't like about Wonder Woman 2, was they spent 20 minutes of her jumping in the fucking air, lassoing lightning, but when she has to fight Cheetah, it's over in 45 seconds. I'm come on. This is one of the most iconic villains for her. Come on, what are you doing?
Well, I think that you had a lot of that movie with the toned down violence, where where the director said, "Oh, Wonder Woman wouldn't use a sword. She wouldn't do this to people. She's a lover, not a fighter." So that probably had more to do with it. Well, once the first came out and they gave her full reign of that movie, and then you seen what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's gone from I guess she's gone from Hollywood again after she only directed 2 movies in like 20 years.
You mean the director?
Yeah.
Or you mean Wonder Woman?
No, the director.
Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins. Yeah.
She was gonna do the Rogue One stuff or the Rogue Squad stuff,
yeah.
and then that got canned. So she's like, "Well, fuck this." She's out for a
while.
while.
She got pulled off. She was supposed to do the Cleopatra movie, and they pulled her off of that too.
Right. I'll be right back, guys. I got to run downstairs.
So I guess after
I can still hear you though.
Wonder Woman 84 went into the tank. They were like, "Yeah, we don't want to."
Yeah, I don't think I know one person who liked Wonder Woman 1984.
I never even saw it. I heard so much bad about it, and I'm like, I was like, I should watch it just for my own opinion, but I'm like, I'll keep my hands off DC EU. Like I watched Blue Beetle and it was okay, but it's not my demographic, unfortunately. So it's like I can't really relate to the character.
I think that Ted Kord is the most disrespected character that DC ever does. Like whenever there's anything to do with Blue Beetle, he's either missing or dead.
The only DC character I think they got pretty much spot on, and this is watching all the one, they got Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Like, perfect. Yeah. Like Pierce Brosnan, I want to see like maybe a prequel of Dr. Fate. I would love that, but it'll never happen. He's not popular enough, but I was happy just to see Dr. Fate on the big screen, and I'm like, yes.
Well, James Gunn was talking about Captain Atom yesterday, so who knows? Like, I love to see Captain Atom in a movie or animated. Like, he's like one of my favorite characters that gets like he doesn't get anything hardly. Yeah. Like he was in a couple episodes of Justice League Unlimited, but hardly anything else.
Yeah. Well, the Question got more time than Justice
League.
Yeah,
but the Question was awesome in that.
Oh yeah, he was. That's they need to start doing like that kind of stuff again. Not that DC anime isn't bad. I like most of what they do. I want to see more Dark Justice League myself. I want to see more of that. That would be fun. But maybe less Constantine, though. It's starting to get too much Constantine and not enough of everybody else.
Yeah.
Most of those DC animated movies are better than the live action ones.
Yeah.
They really hit home runs with their animated stuff. So like Batman animated series, Superman animated, and then Justice League. I was really disappointed when they canceled them. Like, why are we canceling this? And then you get Young Justice, you cancel that and then bring it back. At least they brought it back, but I mean, why do those things get canceled when they're so good? I don't understand it.
So I read an interview somewhere where somebody asked Bruce Timm, like, okay, if the animated movies that you're producing are better than the live action ones, why don't they just put you in charge of the live action ones? And he said, they're not going to just let me do. They'll let you do whatever you want with like a movie that has a $1 million budget.
Yeah.
But they're not going to let you do what you want on a movie that has a $200 million budget.
Because God forbid it might actually turn out right. More money.
especially Bruce Timm, who has like what we're looking at, like 30 years of experience with these characters, like just being awesome all the time.
Mm-hmm. I really think that DC, I think, should keep to animated movies and TV, because I always thought that they did those two things better than Marvel.
Yeah.
And whether Marvel stuff was on Fox, on ABC, on Freeform, on Disney Plus, like it's still not quite as good as their movie stuff, but their live action movie stuff crushed it. So, I think if they would have just kept to that, I think it'd be a different thing. But I also think that the pandemic jacked everything up for all of those guys.
Right. And now that the writer's strike is going to do even more damage.
Yeah. So
this year is going to be a harrowing one for the movie theaters. No. I mean, you might see a couple more of them go bankrupt again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's crazy.
does that mean you guys aren't excited about these new like James Gunn movies?
I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll call it that. Because I don't I don't think that Nathan Fillion is young enough to play a Guy Gardner that's going to make sense. But B, like the Guardians movies and his Suicide Squad movie, the first two Guardians and the Suicide Squad movie, I felt had a lot of jokes that felt very forced, and it was almost like jokes to have jokes versus like plot. And the third Guardians movie I thought was the best one because it was actually more plot than joke. But Peacemaker, the TV show, was a lot of jokes, but it made sense for the character, right? And it wasn't like a cast of characters pushing all these jokes all the time. It was just one dude being an idiot, and it worked out. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic about it.
I just want to see how he does with Superman, because if that movie doesn't do well, then the whole house of cards comes down.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting the feeling that people are tired of superhero movies now. But then again,
to me, I think it's a matter of good movies versus bad movies. I think people are just not wanting to spend all that money to go to a theater to see a movie they think is going to be bad.
They want good superhero movies. They don't want, hey, this is my interpretation of this character. So if you guys don't get it, it's not my problem, it's yours. Which seems to be a lot of underlining messages lately with movies, where the director's like, I'm going to do what I want. Like the last Thor movie. That was Tiki doing his thing because he's like, I'm the man, so whatever I touch turns to gold. Whatever you Thor fans want. And then the backlash.
Right. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think you're going to have Feige or a right-hand person on set continuously with these movies going forward. I don't think they're going to let these people run wild like they did with these last few movies. Somebody's going to be there saying,
no, use the source material. Stop making stupid shit up.
Well, I mean, that's why they kind of stopped Daredevil and just probably threw out most of the scripts, fired the director, and then started all over again. So I mean,
wow, yeah, I think some of it is that stuff, but I also think some of it is that, you know, if things are going to be streaming for free 45 to 60 days later, people just don't care. They're like, why would I sit in a theater and watch this when I can just watch it at home? And I'm not saying that that's a big thing, but if you have like 4 kids, that's like $100 to go see that movie in a theater.
I think it's all about pricing, and if you remember when AMC was going to do line of sight pricing, they were going to pull that one out of their hat, and like, you guys are just trying to fail. Like, you're going to do stadium price, like this section is this much, this section is this much. If you sit in the middle section, it's 20% more. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work.
No,
but
really?
I mean, it is. What's that, Grant?
That's a crazy idea. If that's true.
They announced it and then they backpedaled on it.
Yeah, they're probably one of the few companies that greedflation didn't procure there. Although it's still expensive, but they're not as nearly as some of the jacked up prices of stuff going up insane, like the insane stuff going on now. But
I mean, I mean, if they have another down year, because they had the Barbenheimer thing going on, and that was an uptick, but the rest of the year was flat for a movie. And if that happens again this year, what are they going to try next? Because
I'm surprised that there aren't already movie theaters going out of business.
Well, I mean,
there are. It's just like the small ones.
Not a lot of the ones around here. Well, I mean, not technically. I mean, look at the Hollywood Theater, right? It's like over by me and Grant's house. Like, it was owned by somebody, and then like 10 years ago switched over, and now it's a row house.
Yeah.
Like, so yes
But
and
you
no. And then like
Cleveland
Regal
cinemas.
shut down a bunch of theaters in the
Yeah.
region. Like the one in Butler shut down.
And then it was the UK one, not Cinemark, the Cine something. They went bankrupt and they started closing out theaters, and I think they were trying to sell out to other theater owners.
Well, yeah,
And
because
then
I know Lowe's and Cinemark are like the two big ones in the US right now.
Mhm. And then you had Cleveland Cinemas. That was Southside Works. That one went down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I mean, but AMC did some shenanigans with their stock to keep themselves going too.
Yeah. We don't need to get into that though. we're already way in the weeds.
I was gonna say we don't want to start talking about the capitalism in our country. That just bad times.
I'm good on that. So, all right. So let's wrap this up. So where can people find you guys? Where can they find the Kickstarters? Are they all at one website? Take it away. Let us know where they're at.
I already sent you. I sent you the link. I can post it.
Right. I know you sent me the link. I'm just saying, like, where can somebody, like, if they go to Comicsburgh.com, like, where do they click?
If you click
Comicsburgh.
Okay.
The big thing is if you click where it says free comic book, if you sign up for either Marvin or my newsletter, you'll get a free sample comic of ours.
Right here.
Yeah.
Boom. Cool.
Yeah, and
so where can we get to the Kickstarters from here? If so, tell me how to.
I don't think we have it on the website yet, but we can put that.
I'll put them up there tomorrow, so you'll be able to get.
Okay.
If you click comics, you'll be able to click on this section. It'll take you to Kickstarters.
Oh, you can get to
DP has his on there.
Yeah,
DP's got him on.
So I went to news, scroll down, see the cowboy hat, below the cowboy hat.
Yeah, if you want to
click there. Cool.
Yeah, we'll get grants added on there also.
Cool. Thanks, Marvin.
Yeah.
And then as far as social media goes, I'm Grant Lankard, like everywhere. Facebook. Well, I don't really use Twitter, but you can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
X.
Vine. Hive. Threads.
OnlyFans.
Tinder.
OnlyFans.
No, I'm on Grindr.
I tried Threads. Kind of gave up on it. And then what's the other one? Blue Sky. So the Edge comic, just search it. You'll find me everywhere. I'm not on OnlyFans though, so don't find me there.
Yeah, you are.
No.
I did hear some comic creators said he was putting his comics on OnlyFans. So I mean,
hey, I mean, Patreon
OnlyFans isn't just
like, that's
for
what,
you know what.
That's the thing too. Yeah.
You can actually do it for other things. You know,
true. It's like Patreon. It's
yeah.
You know, that's exactly
it just has
what
it just has a reputation of you know, a little seedy, you know, but in general you can use it for anything.
I mean, I know some cosplayers on there that have some pretty, we'll call it adult content. So, however, I do not have an OnlyFans account, so I just know because literally my friends.
Is that why you wanted to share mine?
And I'm like,
is that why you wanted to share mine, John?
Well, if you'd stop sending me don't you know her pictures?
Do you recognize this picture, John?
And I'm just like, man, it changes my whole way of talking.
On there too?
Jeez.
Is this a picture?
Shit. So talking about cosplayers, that reminds me. So tentatively, we've not confirmed the date, so I'm just going to let you know the theme of the end of March cosplay karaoke. It is animated. So come in your favorite cosplay of something animated, whether it be a Smurf from the 80s or the new version of like Skeletech, or which would be fucking awesome, by the way. Um, or like a My Little Pony. I don't care. Like, or your favorite anime. That'll also work. Or your favorite Pokemon, or your favorite '90s X-Men guy. Whatever. Just come Ninja Turtle. Like, it'll be a good time. Just come and hang out. Watch for the dates on that. Those are coming up, and you'll be able to win tickets to Three Rivers Comic Con if you're the winner of those.
Cool.
But yeah, we're just waiting for confirmation on the date on that. So I should probably get that by the end of the weekend.
Sweet.
So and also next week we will be announcing all of the details about our charity drink and draw / art auction event Saturday night at Three Rivers Comic Con, hosted by Sammy Castillo. There'll be 2 different categories for sure. One is amateur and the other is professional. So the professional guys can win like stuff like a booth at our 2025 show, and the other guys will win some other cool prizes. More details coming next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you know an artist, they don't even have to go to the show. They can just come to the drink and draw, and all of the professional pieces will be put in the art auction. You'll be able to buy them that night, or you'll be able to buy them the next day, or you'll be able to bid on them the next day at the show. So make sure you check that out. All right. Thanks so much, guys. It's always good to have the Comicsburgh takeover, like our monthly meeting. I feel like it's like almost like an AA at this point.
My name's Justin. I'm addicted to comic books.
Hi, Justin.
I'm John. I have 60 short boxes. I'm really, and I just can't let go.
And Grant and I have it worse because we create comic books.
Oh, God.
That's a worse addiction.
Oh, no. All right. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll catch everybody next week. And remember, we're going to skip the last week because Comics Pro. So we'll see everybody then. Thanks again. And remember to buy comics at your local shop. Doesn't have to be New Dimension Comics, but it'd be nice if it was. But do support your local comics. Support local comic creators. Support these guys. Back their Kickstarters, check out their books. We carry all their books at our stores. And, also you can meet them at Three Rivers Comic Con in June. So thanks again, guys. It was great having you.
Good night.